Hey, good morning, everyone. Sorry about my eye, something entered my eye. But anyway, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is well, having a wonderful week. So, welcome back to a Zoom session. So, I'll look at a few analysis today. Ken is not in, so I'll just do all the analysis. The pairs that I look at. I'll start with the dollar because I'm seeing quite some dollar strength coming in today morning, which also you should really watch out for a certain level, which I'll show you on the chart. And then basically I look at the other charts and see what else we can see on the pairs and what we'll be expecting. Okay, so I look at the basic ones, Aussie dollar, New Zealand, because those two pairs really fell yesterday. Then I look at USDCAD, go down to gold, and dollar index. I have to look at the dollar index. So starting off, yesterday was I remember on Monday I told you we had talks from the Feds. That was on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so ending today. So those 3 days, fundamentally, that was the risk that was on hand, which is now out of the way. The rest of the things now you need to look at is basically chart analysis, and we end the last 2 weeks. So if I go to the analysis, just to look at the pairs I'm watching. And if you have any questions, please ask in the chat room. I'll be sure to answer when I'm done. I won't take much time today. Quickly go through the analysis. Dollar index. So dollar index had quite some bearish movement, but the past few days we've seen this market really change direction. Okay, so I just break it down for you using the daily chart. So doing the normal top-down analysis. Remember on the weekly chart. I talked about this level over here. Okay. Remember, once we had this support being broken, this resistance, you see this strong bullish breakout, okay? This strong bullish breakout, we had this 2 weeks of consolidation within this region, and this week we're sort of getting that push to the upside. You can see that strong break coming in. And remember, I was talking about this trend line being broken. A breakout to the downside, maybe a retest of this level before any shorts come in. So you can see this level of resistance is being broken, okay? So you can see it after the support here, strong breakout, after the resistance, now getting some strong breakout. Okay, so go down to the daily chart. We had this sort of trend line that was forming. Okay, so again, this is first touch, sort of got that second touch. Seeing the market is not respecting that trend line bounce, it was sort of getting that break to the upside. Okay, so what am I watching? Remember, I always talk about the lower lows and lower highs formation. So lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and unless we break this previous lower high, okay, unless this region starts being broken to the upside, it's when we can really see a lot of bullish momentum coming. But as long as this pattern is being supported to the downside, the trend line is always broken. Okay, trend lines doesn't mean the market should move in that direction. Market can break this trend line, sort of even move to the 78.6, then we see the market falling further down. But before that, if market starts breaking this upside, come to the 4-hour chart. Remember 4-hour chart, we had this sort of pattern forming. Okay, so just in the top down analysis, remember this pattern. Remember when you had this first touch, second touch, third touch over here, we got that fourth touch, and now market hasn't really gotten that push to the upside, and we've gotten this sort of trend line formation, and sort of market has been pushing further up. So you can easily see this market shooting back up to the 93.0 level. Easily market can really rally to that upside, sort of seeing some dollar strength coming into the market. So how will we anticipate that push to the upside? Basically, I'm watching this level. Okay, so this previous high, okay, you can see sort of market sort of breaking that level. Okay, so if you are able to remain above this level on the 4-hour chart, market closes with strong momentum to the upside, then you can easily see this market rallying to the 93.0 level. If you go to the 1-hour chart, you can clearly see it much better. Okay, so you can see this sort of consolidation area. So just making sure, watching patterns. So you can see this support, you can see this resistance, market broke to the upside, came, got a support, pushed up. We got this news from the Feds the other day, sort of got that catalyst to the downside. Market really fell. That was last week on Wednesday. Sort of got a double bottom formation over here. You can see this double bottom, and market has rallied back up to this previous high. Okay, so what should you watch on the 1-hour chart? Let's watch this candlestick later on, closing in the next 18 minutes or so. How will it close around this level? If market closes below, then don't rush into buying into the dollar, okay? Because you can easily see market rejecting this level and falling back below a bit, okay? So if you get that close above though, don't rush into selling this pair, because you can easily see that what market can push to the upside. So that's my analysis and what I'm watching that's guiding me on the rest of my pairs, okay? So if I go to USDCAD, which is I have a trade running on this one, okay? Just a trade I've executed not long ago. But what am I watching? How did I execute that trade? So I didn't even take much time, just today morning analyzing. It's a quick trade which I'm just looking for 100 pips, can easily go to my side and can easily also go in the opposite direction, okay? So what am I watching? Remember on the USDCAD, we've been having this sort of pattern forming, okay? This channel-like formation to the downside. And once we got this bottom over here, I'm quite looking for bullish plays happening in the long run, at least back up to this higher trend line level, okay? But once market came down this level, we've come back quickly to this support level, okay? I mean the resistance level, which was previously acting as support. You can see this acting as support, got a break to the downside, quickly came back up, acted as a very, very strong support again, and then market broke to the downside. So coming back to this level, you can see I've written over here, potential rejection, correction formation. You can easily see, you can see this is an impulse. You can easily see some correction happening over here in form of a flag, in form of a wedge, in form of a triangle, okay? So you can easily see a formation happening over here before we get that push further up, okay? So that's what I'm watching over here. If I go down to the 4-hour chart, what am I watching? I can zoom it out just a bit so that you can see this trend line where it started from, okay? You can draw it on yours, so you can see it started up here. So this sort of this wedge-like formation that I'm talking about, which you can easily see on the daily chart. So you can see this first touch over here, market fell, got in the second touch, and now market has come over here yet again, and we're getting another touch, okay? So if I zoom that level so that you can see it, so you're just basically doing my top-down analysis. What am I seeing here, okay? So market fell, so that's an impulse we had to the downside, and market strongly moved back up. Remember, I was talking about I'm expecting market to still continue rallying if it came to the upside, but you can see this push to the upside, this impulse push over here, market coming to the 61.8. I used this as my previous higher low, okay? I mean lower high, formation of lower lows, lower highs. Using this as my starting of Fibonacci down to this level, you can see market has traced back to the 61.8, okay? 61.8 level. So you can easily see market falling back down below to this previous support level, okay? Easily see market over here. Market can also push further up before we get that push to the downside. But if you go to the 1-hour chart, I have a wedge-like pattern forming, okay? So you can see this formation forming in line with this certain resistance level, okay? So if you just zoom it out, you can see this previous acting as support, acting as resistance once you got that break below, okay? You can see this resistance, and then market sort of has come back to that level within this formation of a wedge, okay? And wedge forming in line with the 61.8 correction, can easily see market falling further down back to this levels, okay, to the 61.8, around the 1.247 level. Easily see market falling around that level. However, if you get a strong break above this level and a close, don't rush to short that. Just put a little bit risk on that one, because if market closes around this level, you can easily see rally. But right now, I see just a short-term correction before we get that rally to the upside. I'm still long-term looking for this market to move further higher, okay? So that's it. With that said, what am I looking at on the other pairs? New Zealand dollar had a 2% drop yesterday. Crazy move, okay? Sort of had a head and shoulder formation on the daily chart. So this is the daily chart. You can see nice pattern forming over here, higher highs, higher low, higher high. We got that formation up here, and if I zoom around this level, because it's the level we're paying attention to, you can see market sort of had a head and shoulder formation. Market pushed up, got that correction, forming this left shoulder. Market went higher, came down, corrected to this level. So you can see this level was a strong resistance, okay? So I remember last week I had a short trade on this one, which was spiked out during that Fed meeting, okay? So I had a short position that was targeting around where market has fallen back down. When that market started moving that higher, I was taken out and I didn't get another entry to come back in. But you can easily see that market fell all the way further down. If you go to the 4-hour chart, there's this sort of channel formation forming. So on the daily chart, if I can just show you, you can see this candlestick forming yesterday, this strong Marubozu that market fell the whole of yesterday. That was a 2% drop. The previous strong drop was over here on this pair, which didn't really reach 2%. This was quite a strong drop yesterday. If I go back to the 4-hour chart, you can see we didn't have any correction over here. And normally, if you're looking to buy this pair, looking to catch a bottom, please do not do that, because if you try catching a falling knife, you just continue seeing the market moving further down. You'd rather even wait for an impulse to happen, then a correction, then you buy into that correction, okay? But right now, if you're trying to buy this, and if you're trying to sell, I'm sure right now a lot of profits are being taken around this region, and we might see some consolidation happening, some sideways movement, or a correction back to the upside. Normally, after a strong drop to the downside, it's easily to see market getting indecisive decisions, market moving to the sideways, sort of like this over here. Previously, you can see what happened over here, strong push to the downside, and sort of market just moved sideways and then continued moving further down. Okay, so that's what you need to pay attention to on this one. So I don't have anything much to say on that pair, not looking for any trade per se. If you look at Aussie dollar, what we have on Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar also had the same thing. Remember, I told you New Zealand dollar and Aussie dollar move in tandem with one another. So you can see this clear pattern of a head and shoulder, almost the same thing that happened. This one was a bit more precise because it was a breakout and retest of this trend line. Just zoom it out. You can see this trend line that happened. Market had that trend line and we had a breakout retest, okay? So strong breakout, you can see within this region, a breakout retest over here, shooting star formation, and market fell all the way back down to this level. We go to the 4-hour charts, almost the same thing like the New Zealand dollar, what is forming a sort of a channel-like formation. If I can zoom this out, we have a channel formation that you need to be watching. It's better seen on the 8-hour chart, but you can see it on this one as well. So you can see this sort of channel-like formation. You can see the third touch up here, first touch up here, second touch, third touch. You can see that strong drop market has been having, and you can easily remember I told you I was looking for market to drop back down to the 0.740 level, okay? So around this region where market can easily reach with this downward momentum. So don't try catching this falling knife. Market, yes, can correct, but if you're trying to catch it, many people I'm sure have been trying and it's just been moving further and further lower, okay? So with that said, what else am I watching? I'm watching gold, okay? I'm watching gold. Remember gold daily chart. Long term, quite some bullish momentum we can be expecting, okay? Then this flag, remember we had this impulse to the upside, correction. We can easily see an impulse coming further up, okay? But what am I watching currently over here? If I go down to the 4-hour chart, I have a trend line which is crucial to watch, okay? So if you look at this trend line, I sort of have a trend line over here, which I'm currently watching. So you can easily see that first touch, a second touch over here, and a third touch over here. Yesterday we had a consolidation pattern forming, okay? So what can you expect, okay? If market breaks this strong trend line to the upside, then this market will really rally further up, okay? If it gets that breakout to the upside. But if not, which yesterday we had a rejection and a break of this counter trend line, okay? So because this counter trend line market was forming to the upside, you can see the momentum to the upside wasn't really strong. Yesterday we had this strong 4-hour close, okay? Strong 4-hour close, and market consolidated. Earlier on today we've gotten that correction, and now market sort of was getting some gold weakness and some dollar strength earlier on today morning. So go to the 1-hour chart. Okay. 1-hour chart. So let me show you first on the 30-minute what I was watching yesterday. Was this triangular formation, okay? So this triangular formation, market was consolidating to the sideways movement, not forming new highs, not forming new lows. And then yesterday we got that break to the downside and a quick consolidation over here, which normally happens, and a quick market retest. Market has been moving further up, looking for some retest over here. So what can easily happen if you get this retest and market is able to remain below that trend line you've seen on the 4-hour, then this market can fall all the way back down the 1700 level if it can be maintained. However, if you get that break to the upside on the 4-hour chart, okay, if this market is able to break this level, then be sure this market can really rally higher, so, okay, to the 1775 level. That is what you need to be paying attention to at the moment, okay? So that's what I'm watching on gold. What else am I watching? I don't trade oil, so I don't have one. I do trade oil. There's a time I had a short trade sometime back, but I don't speculate on it as much because I'm more speculating on the USDCAD rather than this one, because USDCAD is a commodity pair inversely correlated to oil, so oil moves in the opposite direction, and that's what I watch. Okay, so those are what I'm watching right now. I don't have much a lot to say on that one, but those are the pairs I'm watching. I don't trade things like GU and the exotic pairs, so I won't lie, I don't do any guesswork analysis on that one. But for the ones I'm trading, that's what I'm watching, and I'm watching to see how the dollar is going to perform within this hour. You can see I talked about that 1 hour close. That's what I'm watching. You can see a strong breakout to the upside, and if that market continues rallying, it's best not to sell oil. Not to sell the dollar. It's better to be buying the dollar. Okay, so that's what I'll be watching for now. Don't have anything much said. And Wednesday, come Friday, we'll see you guys on the next analysis. I don't see any questions being asked. And that's it for me. I don't have anything much. Remember, if you still want to get funded, we're still funding students. If you're looking to get funded, you can always pass by our office or give us a heads up, and we'll lead you on the way forward. So with that said, I'll see you on Friday. I don't see any questions. And I see Maestro asking, what can you say about the US bonds? 10-year yield, I'm not sure. I won't lie to you, Maestro. I don't really. Ken follows more of the bonds, so he knows. If Ken is around, I don't really follow much on the US bonds. I'm not that familiar with them, so I don't have any say on them really. Hope that's fine with you. So I see a thanks. So cool. It's good to be honest. I won't lie to you. I'm trying to help you as much as I can. So that's it from me. Thank you guys. I have some work to do. Let me get on to that and have a wonderful day.